All right, so this is just a quick video showing the Takahashi 9mm Abbe Ortho. I received this earlier today along with a set of 32mm Abbe Orthos for my Bino viewer. And if you're kind of wondering what this strange setup is, this is just a makeshift diffuser box that I'm using with my headlamp and a lens wipe and a glass to inspect the lens of this eyepiece. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because in the course of looking at my 32mm Abbe Ortho, or one of them, I noticed that there was optical fungus in it, in a brand new eyepiece. So that prompted me to look more closely at the 9mm, and I can show you what that optical fungus looks like real quick in the 32mm. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there, kind of at the bottom of the this eyepiece, right on that field lens. And so that's, this eyepiece is brand new. There's optical fungus in it. So that's got to go back. But just as a precaution, I figured I would take a closer look at the 9mm. And in doing so, I discovered something interesting. So I'm going to just move the camera up a little bit here and just get it to focus on the light coming through the lens assembly. And so you can see that there are quite a number of tiny little specks being illuminated by this light. And, of course, you may be wondering, is this just the texture of this lens wipe that it's magnifying? And it's not. If I turn the eyepiece, you can see that the pattern of bubbles turns with it. So whatever this is appears to be inside of the eyepiece. I'm not sure what it is. The surfaces of the eyepiece look very pristine, very, very smooth, nice watery look to them. There doesn't appear to be any sort of film or coating on them that would be causing this. So my best guess is that these are just micro bubbles somewhere in this optical train, either in the cement used to cement some of the elements together, or potentially micro bubbles formed in the glass that are just being illuminated and magnified by one of the lens elements here. It's possible that maybe this is the inside edge texture of the lenses that we're seeing illuminated just from this angle. If I try to go straight down, obviously it doesn't show anything useful. The camera just gets blown out from the light of the headlamp. But when I took this out for a test drive on Jupiter today, I had intermittent cloud cover, and so I didn't really get a very prolonged look at Jupiter, but my initial impression was it's very sharp, but the contrast seems not great. And looking at this now, it kind of makes sense why. So, you can imagine, like in a real world case, when you are looking at a bright object like the moon or Jupiter or Venus or anything that would illuminate this lens with a substantial amount of light, as you move your eye towards the eye lens, all these little microbubbles are going to go out of focus and just produce kind of like a thin veiling glare over the view. I don't want to dismiss the eyepiece outright, but and I do want to spend some more time looking through it. But just from what I'm looking at here, it seems to be a little bit of a problem, and I can't seem to reproduce this in other eyepieces. So let me take this 9mm off and put my 9.5mm series 3000 Plossel. So this is a Meade Japan Plossel that I've had for a few years now. I got it kind of new, untouched, in a nice find on Cloudy Nights Classifieds. I haven't had to use it much, but it's not the cleanest eyepiece in the world right now, but you can see, at least for off axis, there's some defects there, but it's nowhere near what we were seeing with the Takahashi. So if I take that off and I put the 9mm Delight on there, not the cleanest eyepiece in the world. I got some dust on there, but off axis there's nothing. I mean, that's as clean as that can get. There doesn't seem to be anything in the optical path there, other than some small specks of dust on the eye lens. But I just thought it was interesting, given how highly rated these Abbe Orthos are. They're minimum glass eyepieces. They they're supposed to be well made and, you know, have very good contrast, but just looking at this thing, it lights up like a Christmas tree. And so again, I don't know if this is just normal. Maybe if somebody has some thoughts they can share on this. You know, maybe this is normal. Maybe this test is a little bit extreme and unfair to eyepieces, and most eyepieces would exhibit this, but I can't seem to reproduce this in any other eyepiece that I own. So I thought it was interesting, and I thought I'd share.